poem that I wrote before I went to the show yesterday, and it appears to me that it was totally stupid. Because I was going to ask you if you think that you're considered less offensive now, but then I went to your show.
I don't think I'm the most offensive comic in the world. What I think I am is I'm fairly palatable to the masses.
Yes.
More so than many other offensive comics. And I couldn't tell you why, but people seem to be less offended by me being offensive than many other people. So
yes, that is true.
I think maybe there's I don't know, there's some type of, I hate to say the word charm or something, but there's some boyish thing that I do. I'm not quite sure why that is.
It might have something to do with charm, because I think, do you know Frankie Boyle?
Yeah.
Right, he's really offensive, and he's kind of angry, I would say. Whereas you're more, I think, happy even when you say the angry thing.
Yeah, I look like I'm in trouble the whole time.
Exactly. So how do you feel about the sound? There was a lot of going on.
Well, yeah, that was the opening night of the festival, so there's obviously a lot of press people in there and passes. As the festival goes along, that won't happen as much because it'll just be my fans. So that was just an opening night thing. It doesn't bother me. I don't mind it. I don't think it's people who are angry. I just think it's people who are shocked, and shock's fine.
Oh yeah. It reminded me a bit of what Jimmy Carr once said, that his favourite sound is when people laugh first and then they go, as in shocked that they laughed at it.
Yeah.
I think there was a lot of that going on. I mean, I was in the front row and all I saw was people kind of covering their faces, but at the same time...
Yeah, I never understand the covering of faces, but I don't see why people don't want to be seen to be laughing. They're all in the same boat. Everyone's in the same room.
I was wondering, did you actively try to step it up a little bit, put it up a notch? Or do you...
No, not really. These are just the jokes that I find funny. I don't, if I found guitar acts funny, I'd probably get myself a guitar. It's just what I'd like, the jokes I'd like to hear. In saying that, I know when I'm saying, like if I do that abortion joke about the christening joke about babies dying in infancy, not an abortion joke. I know that could upset people, of course I know that, but it's a scale. Does the funny measure up to the level of upset? Is it worth it? If the level of upset is higher than the laughter, then I wouldn't do it. I'm not, my main intention is to make everyone laugh, not to upset them.
You are very charming about it, because then you say, I feel like I may have lost a few of you,
yeah.
I'm going to bring it back.
Yeah. I always hate when you see offensive comics who say something like, if you don't like what I'm saying, you can walk out, right? And they can, but what people are nervous about is if they walk out, they're going to be abused by the comedian. So they sit there in pain through the whole thing. So I promise anyone who sees my show, if you want to walk out of the show, you are welcome to walk out. I won't say anything to you. You can leave of your own free will, unless you say something as you're leaving, and then it's open game, right? But there was a couple of people walked out last night. I just let it go. It doesn't bother me. Yeah, I don't think it's. I don't like everything I watch. I find it very bizarre that in comedy, people compare all comedy in the one thing, and there's so many different genres. You would never compare John Denver to Metallica. You just wouldn't do it. But comedy, they don't seem to acknowledge that, this isn't for everyone. This is for other people. See, me, I can't handle silly. I've never liked it. Right? Just silly faces and jumping around. People go fucking mental for it. They love it, but it's not for me. Yeah. Right? And I don't see why people can't fathom that. I don't, in comedy, they really just, this guy's shit. No, he's just not. You can't be shit and sell out a room or have a TV show or whatever. And there's so many comics that have been told they're shit who have done 12 HBO specials and everything, and you're like, it can't be possible.
You can't please everyone.
Yeah, you can't please everyone. So and I think for maybe 8 years of my career, I really tried to, and now I don't. I've realised now that I can't please everyone. So, what's the point in trying?
What's particular about your comedy is that you're more of a storyteller?
Yeah, I think people don't know that about me, but I think for the main part, I just tell long stories.
Yes, you do, and they seem to be basically stories about you.
Yeah.
Some of them really embarrassing, and you're not afraid of sharing.
Self-deprecation, I think, is very important in comedy. I think I try not to do too much hero comedy, and when I mean hero comedy, there's a lot of, and this happens more in America than it does here, but there's a lot of comedians who like, this happened and then I said something funny.
Yes.
And then I look cool at the end, right? I always think that American comedy is always is like the Eddie Murphys of this world that are like in the movies really cool and telling everybody off, where in Britain it's the guys being told off. It's the Mr. Bean of the situation. So the British support losers and the Americans support winners, and I like the losers more.
Probably a difficult question. If you prefer to perform to British audiences or European audiences than American?
No, I think if I was just to do a gig where no one knew who I was, yes, I would do the UK. It would be a better crowd. But at the moment, I think as I've got a fan base now, America's. I like the whooping and cheering and the standing up when I walk out there. I love all that shit. Yeah.
I think that's understandable.
If you ever come and see my show, there's always big, loud music at the beginning, and I try to walk out like it's a concert, you know, where a lot of comics come on a bit more sheepishly, and I come on with a lot of vibrato.
Well, did you, now that you live in America, did you find that you might have to tone down your religious bits a bit?
No, actually the religious stuff goes better in America than it does over here, because over here being an atheist isn't a big shock moment.
Alright, okay.
You guys you go, there's no God, and the audience goes, yeah, that's right. You know? Where in America you go, there's no God, and then what happens is 7% of the whole country are atheists, and that's my fan base. And so because they're surrounded by religion and mega churches and all that type of stuff, they're angry about the religion. So they really, you go, there's no God, and they start cheering, and you know, like the fucking the scene from Braveheart, right? Where over here, as I said, they just, all right, well, what do you have to say about that?
Do you have...
Over there, it's deemed to be brave, and people love brave.
Yes.
And over here, it's more like a bit
confidence.
Yeah.
In America.
Yeah.
To be confident. Do you find? Would you agree that a lot of comedians are depressed?
No, they diagnosed me as bipolar many years ago, and I don't know how true that is, or I go on and off of depressants depending on how my life's going, you know, whether I'm handling things or not. Look, I think so. I think any time that your brain's geared in a situation to be cynical about everything, and that's what comedy is, cynicism. Well, especially what I do is saying this is shit because A, B, and C, or this didn't work out. I'm only talking about bad things that happen in my life or things that I don't agree with, and that's all I think about all day. And that's not a happy existence, you know what I mean? They are funny to everybody else, but not to me, because I'm the one saying it. So if I'm making everyone else laugh, who makes me laugh? I think, and also it's a loner's occupation, and you know, I've never been a guy that could make friends very easily, and it turns out that all my friends are the same people. I can't make friends very easily, so you know, I went out with a girl that used to have like just everyone knew her and she liked everyone. I was like, how do you like everyone? You know what I mean? Like, I saw that, it's so bizarre, but what a happy person she was.
Do you think your outlook may have changed a little? Because from, you know, your previous shows, I remember you were saying things about, oh, don't have dreams will destroy you because you'll never be happy. And then quite recently, I remember in one of your interviews you said that this has been the happiest year of your life.
This has been the best year of my life, yeah. Yeah, I've met a lovely girl, we're having a child, and I got my own TV show. And you know, it almost upsets me to think that I needed those things to be happy. You know, did I need a TV show? No, I guess not. But it is good. It's something. It's an accomplishment that not many foreign comedians have ever done in America. I can't actually think of one. I know for sure there's never been an Australian stand-up comedian that's got his own TV show in America. And I'm thinking, you know, there's people like Eddie Izzard and stuff who have been in TV shows over there, but never his own that he wrote. And, you know, Gervais. But even Ricky Gervais makes his shows over here and just sells them to there.
Yes, I think you prefer living here.
Yeah. But,
so you feel like you made it then?
I feel like that's an accomplishment. I like accomplishments. I like seeing hard work pay off. You know, the old saying is, you know, the harder you work, the luckier you get. You know, and I believe in that. I believe you can work really hard and nothing will come of it, or you make some bad decisions. But you've still got more of a chance if you work really hard than the guy who does nothing. And just so many comics that I know bitch and moan about guys like me, and then these are the facts, right? I've come up to this festival every year and written an hour of stand-up, a fresh hour every year. I moved from Australia to Great Britain, and from Great Britain to America. You know, this whole idea. I know cunts who live in Manchester who are wondering why they don't have their break yet, and it's like, you're not even willing to move to London, all right? Unless you put yourself out there, you know, it's never going to happen for anybody. I know I'm not the most talented comedian in the world. I know that. I know there's comedians that have got less money and less success than me, but I don't know of many comics who are harder working than me. And I think that's the difference, you know. And I'm not even good at self-promoting. I'm not even good at, like, the internet side or anything like that. I just work on the actual the craft and writing scripts and putting things out there and keeping myself busy in that regard.
Do you think there is one particular moment that actually made it for you, that made your career kind of...
The biggest career thing was really the first HBO special.
Yes.
Because that's the big crown jewel for stand-up comedy. That's like that's as big as you can go doing stand-up. I'm not talking movies or television. That's the biggest stand-up thing you can do is an HBO special. And that was when they gave me that was a big deal. But then getting this TV show, but then, you know, everything dates back to certain things, from meeting my manager over here and working with him to me doing Montreal and signing to my agents in America. It's you know, there's many sliding door moments that could have fucking gone the wrong direction, and maybe there's been a lot of things. You know, I feel like I've been passed up several times in the UK and different things. I feel like I wasn't given that much TV in this country because of maybe my accent or whatever. But I'm not saying that the British are, but I'm just saying that, like, the great thing about the British is they really like their own comedy. They like what they do, and they like what you know what I mean. So to get an Australian guy to get a sitcom or something like that over here is a lot more difficult than me going to America, where I'm seen as exciting and exotic. And an Australian isn't seen as exciting or exotic in the UK, right? Over there, I might as well be Gordon Ramsay to them, right? And that's nice, you know. So I feel like I really did go as far as I could have gone in the UK.
Would you credit the fact that you got punched in the face on stage?
That would be, well, see, this is the weird thing about the punch to the face. A lot of people say that's what made my career, but the fact of the matter is I was already booked into a 300-seat venue that year, so I must have had some problem. You know how hard it is to sell a 300-seat venue. So I was already booked into a 300-seat venue when I got punched. I think the ticket sales picked up because of that. But I several times in America and stuff, I've had people tell me about this comic in the UK that got punched in the face. So I don't even think a lot of people equate that to me when they're watching me. They don't see that as I don't think they watch other clips of me or whatever. That's not it. That's only got like 700,000 hits. I have comedy routines that have 2 million hits. So it's not as popular as some of my stand-up routines, but it definitely helped my career. Of course it did. But it's if I get offended when people say that maybe it was the thing that made me, is you have to back up talent with opportunity, or nothing's going to happen. You know, Aaron Barshak gate crashes Prince William's 21st birthday at Windsor Castle, dressed as Osama bin Laden in a dress. The whole world was watching. And then it was like, okay, what's his stand-up like? And then he was gone. You know? But no one had a bigger platform than that. That was the biggest news story.
When have you always known that you wanted to be a stand-up comedian?
Yeah, sort of since I was a teenager, yeah.
That's early.
Well, I was about 13 or 14. I thought I'd like to be a comic. Yeah. It's oh no, I still follow dreams, but I realise that they don't bring fulfilment. Achievements don't. You know, there is a sense of satisfaction, but it doesn't bring you happiness as such.
There'll be always something else that you might.
It's that whole. I think there's a line in the movie Cool Runnings, which I very rarely would quote the movie Cool Runnings with John Candy, but there's a bit where he looks at the Jamaican guy who's about to slide the bobsled, and John Candy goes about the gold medal. He said, if you, what does he say? He said, if you're not worthy without it, you won't be worthy with it, right? And I sort of feel that way. If I'm not happy with myself without a TV show, I'm not going to be happy with myself with a TV show, you know.
But
I used to worry about winning awards at this fucking festival. It was never. I'll tell you something. I'm not award winning.
Well, you've got your own show on FX. Right?
Yeah.
13 episodes.
13 episodes. Yeah.
That's award winning, I think, already.
Well, but that's not an award. It's not an award. Yeah. I think if I'm going to win an award, I'd like to win like. Maybe if the show could win an Emmy one day or something like that, that would be really cool. Not even just for me, for writing or something, that would be cool.
Is it easy though? Because I mean, you've got the stand-up now that you will be touring here until November, I believe.
No, mid-September.
Mid-September, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll be also performing here until the 26th.
Yep.
I think, with just one day off.
Yep.
Well done.
Yeah.
So how did you manage to combine the two? Because I mean, you have to write a show.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I couldn't really get out of doing the Edinburgh Festival. It was too late, too many tickets sold, and that type of stuff. So we worked our asses off every day before the festival, and now I Skype with the writers for about 4 or 5 hours a day, and we have a couple of days off a week, and then we get back. I have 4 days to get over my jet lag before we start filming again. My biggest concern, I'm very happy with the scripts and very happy with how everything's going. And I got my co-creator and director. He's out scouting and stuff and auditioning. I get to see the audition tapes every day, and I'm all excited about all that. My biggest fear is I'm going to be really fat by the time the show starts filming. You know, that sounds silly, but I don't want to look really fat on camera, and it's hard to lose weight on tour in the UK and all the drinking and seeing friends I haven't seen for a long time. You know? Yeah, horrible.
Can't you buy yourself like little, exercise?
I'm going to join a gym, and I'm off to do it. I'm going to, get on that.
That's a busy schedule.
Yeah.
Big exercising as well. And you said your girlfriend's here with you.
My pregnant girlfriend's here with me.
Poor thing. I mean, if you're on Skype 5 hours a day, what does she do?
Oh, she probably reads a book or something. I'm sure she's happy not to have to spend all that time with me.
Oh, come on. Oh,
Yeah.
poor thing. I hope she likes Edinburgh.
She's having a great time. I think she's out shopping right now.
I have a question about whether it makes you laugh or whether it makes you shake your head when you see, that video on YouTube that somebody made proving that you're a Satanist and there are all those...
Oh, I've only just seen that recently.
I mean, does it make you laugh? Does it make you kind of shake your head and just think, the state of humanity?
It makes me laugh. Like, I'm an atheist. It doesn't matter to me if you call me a Satanist. You can say I'm a follower of any imaginary person that you want me to say. I might as well be a unicornist or, so it doesn't... It makes me laugh that there's crackpots out there. Occasionally, I worry about people like that. I'd hate to meet him in person.
Yes.
I'm not saying I'm John Lennon, but there's plenty of people who are fairly passionate about what I say and probably in both directions. And I don't really want to I'm not thinking someone will shoot me, but I think I'm definitely due someone punching me in the head or something.
It can be scary.
Yeah.
Do you prefer writing, performing, or acting?
I like performing on stage. But I'm really enjoying acting. On a couple of reasons. I thought it was going to be harder than it was, and it was a pleasant surprise that I could do it. I'm not a great actor. I've watched the pilot. I'm the weakest out of all the actors. The other people are professional actors. But I was nervous that I wouldn't be able to do it at all, you know. And so it isn't as hard as they make. They talk about acting in such a way that's almost insulting to anyone who has another occupation. Just the classes and the breathing techniques and the laying on the floor and shouting about your emotions and the fact of the matter is that a 6-year-old's won an Oscar before. You know, and if you're in an occupation where a 6-year-old is better than you, your occupation's shit. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Because people can go, it takes years and years of training to become a great actor. No, evidently it doesn't. It takes about fucking 4 years after learning how to talk. You know? To be a great actor. Like it's remarkable, isn't it?
I suppose it might also have something to do with being a good liar.
Yeah, but they call it make-believe. I just don't think it's... in saying that I'm playing myself, so, that's easier, I guess. But I used to go along to auditions and stuff like that and be in a real panic and just knowing in my soul that I wasn't good enough. And I think I was wrong. I think anyone can be good enough for that occupation. And the problem that I have is that I'm not good looking, I'm not ugly, I'm just a nothing sort of looking guy. So you need a good look. So for me to get an acting job, I basically have to write the show. And then when I write the show, they'll give me the job. Now, my theory is that if I do good, then all of a sudden I have a look. I look like Jim Jeffries, right? But if no one knows who I am, I've got no look, you know. So I write this, I do well doing that. And then hopefully I'd like to have a couple of small parts in films, you know. I'd like to act with someone like really famous and see if it does feel more impressive. Like if you're next to them going, wow. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it's all before you, really. You just made it, now you've got your show.
Yeah.
And I think, you've got yours.
If it all ended now, I'd be happy. It's,
Well, to be honest, watching your shows from the past and what you say now, it seems like your outlook is a bit more bright, is a bit more positive.
Yeah. It's not as, but there'll be sadder stuff down the track, I'm sure. Tragedy is inevitable. It's going to happen again. It is. It's just, everyone should remember that whenever they fall in love, sooner or later, even if it's true love, someone will be dead and the other one will be miserable. It's inevitable that it will end in pain. And that's horrible.
Wasn't that Louis C.K.? He had a bit of a...
Oh, I don't know. I don't watch any other comedy, but...
He had a bit about puppies. He said, why do you buy puppies? It's something you bring it home, you say, look, we're going to love it, we're going to cherish it, and in a few years it's going to die.
Yeah. But it's just, you can't... It seems to be that way with everything good that happens in your life will always end in pain. But it's very rare that pain ends up in good. If pain just comes to you right away, it never goes the other way.
You're very excited. You said you're very excited about having a child.
Yeah, but one day I'm going to die, or it's going to die even worse, and one of us is going to be in pain about it.
Isn't it great?
Well, there's hoping. I feel very selfish for having a child. I don't... as someone who hasn't enjoyed life, I'm bringing another life into this world to make my life a little bit happier and more complete. And they mightn't enjoy life either and have to put another fucker through misery, and the cycle continues. I hope it enjoys itself. I hope he has a good outlook and enjoys it. I don't see how anyone could. I think if you're a really happy person, you're probably thick. probably not very bright. You know, it's horrible, isn't it? And I hope my kid won't be stupid, but if he is, he is. You know. I almost pray for it, really. You know.
So yeah, let's finish on a positive note then.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for young comics who are trying to get out there?
Most important thing is to write as many jokes as possible. And as soon as a joke gets really popular, throw it away. Because there's nothing worse than a guy who's like, I kill every night. Why are people coming to see me? Because you're doing the same shows. People will see you twice, they won't see you 3 times. You know, I don't kill every time as much as I have in previous performances, and sometimes I kill more and sometimes I kill less. And you know, if I put all my best jokes that I've ever done through time together, I could make it outstanding. But the fact of the matter is, people will only see me twice, they won't see me 3 times. You've got to keep writing different jokes. All right.